Hello, my beautiful Leos. Hello, hello. Welcome in if you're new. Welcome back if you've been here before. I'm Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. We are looking at, excuse me, the week after, well, June 5th is when this will be posted, Friday, June 5th, so the following week. But whenever you come to this reading, don't worry about the dates. If you were grabbed by the title in any way, if you were drawn to it, then there's probably a message in here for you. Please do remember this is a collective reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates for you and leave the rest. First, I want to say a big thank you, huge thank you to everyone who subscribed. I now have a little over 800 subscribers, and I am so grateful, so happy about that. It's taken me almost 3 years to get here, but hopefully it's onward and upward from here on out. Okay, so this week, a little something different. We're using the Magical Times Empowerment cards by Jody Bergsma for beginning of the week, end of the week. So I've pulled one for the beginning, one for the end. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot in between for tarot messages. And we're going to see what happens. What is coming up for you, my beautiful Leos? Now, I think in the June, July, August one, it was letting go of someone or something. In that message, there was something to do with letting go of a person that's in your life. Okay, so the first card out from this deck is partnership. Learn to grow with others. Overcome obstacles by working together. Touch each other's hearts while life lasts. So partnership. This is talking about working in tandem with somebody. This is talking about cooperation, collaboration, growing together, overcoming obstacles. So I feel like this has to do with your partner in life, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, long-term relationship. If that's not it for you, then it could be a very close friendship, right? And it's about appreciating one another in the moment, right now, as your life is happening and unfolding, okay? So Leos, remember to appreciate those you have around you. Things can change at any moment. And because of what's happening with all this disclosure coming out, we had, what was it called? The Age of Disclosure, or something that came out in November that I watched, and then we have Disclosure Day coming up this month in a couple of weeks, actually, or a week. Yeah, a week from when this reading is posted will be the movie debut of Disclosure Day. So, and I've heard a lot of readers and channelers talking about the month of June is going to be a month when a lot of people choose to leave this earth plane. So don't be surprised when you see that happening on the news or what have you. But this card is a big reminder. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone. So we need to live today. We need to be grateful and loving and kind with the people that are around us. I don't know who needed that message. We can all use that message, right? All right, I'm going to pause the camera, face it down, and we're going to pull the tarot. Okay, my beautiful Leos, I went to a vendor fair a couple of weekends ago, and one of my favorite booths was Arcadia's Cauldron Wildcraft, and this is an elemental calling candle. It's really beautiful. I know it's hard to see with the camera, but I have that burning. It's sage and citrus. I've also used my Honorable Ancestors aura spray. Hold on, that's my Leo husband calling. Okay, we're back. So oftentimes when I'm doing a Leo reading, my husband calls. Isn't that funny? But we're very synced up we finish each other's sentences. We're very connected in that way. But I was holding the deck as I was talking to him. Look what's on the bottom. Your card, Leos. Love it. Love it. Okay, so let's see what the tarot, using my Gilded Tarot Royale, the deck that opened it all up for me when I was starting out with this. Yeah, I had tried several decks before. If you've heard this story again, I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps all over. I had tried about 3 different decks before because I was told by other tarot readers, mediums, psychics that I was a tarot reader, and I kept laughing about it and saying, no, I'm not. And then finally, I don't know, somebody gave me a deck and I tried it out, and then I bought a deck that I liked the looks of, and then a third deck. I can't remember what it was. I think I've given those all away now because to other readers that they were drawn to them because they didn't work. And then I was watching a reader called Lily Light Tarot on YouTube, and I saw this deck, and I was like, look, I just shuffled these cards several times, and Leo, you're on the bottom again. Wow, that's so strange. Okay, so anyway, this is the deck that once I connected with this deck, it just, boom, I connected, it opened up. It was just really, so I tell when people, I follow some groups on Facebook, and there are always these new readers that are saying, how do you get started? How do you, or whatever their questions are. And I always comment, you have to find the deck that you resonate with and connect with. That's like the number one thing that's going to help you kick that off. 9 of Cups, Page of Cups, Page of Wands. Something new coming in, something you don't feel, let's say, fully confident about. Pages are novices. They still have something to learn. So there could be something at work. It also could be something relationship oriented, because remember that partnership card. You can't really, let me see if I can, there, at least you can see. It's not facing straight on the camera, but you can see it better now. So could be something new coming in. Pages are also messengers, and the Page of Wands specifically because there are 2 cardinals on that card. So I truly believe that cardinals, more wands there with the 7 of Wands, defending your position. The Death card, Scorpio, death of an old way of doing things. So the other day I was talking to my sister on the phone, and she has her best friend from high school is staying with her because the best friend's husband passed away unexpectedly about 1.5 years ago. And they were living out in Tennessee, and she wanted to come back home to Maine. So my sister, of course, said, my door's open. You can stay with me. So we were just talking on the phone, and we were talking about Tim, the husband who passed away, because he was also a family friend. Our family had known his family since we were all little kids. So he was like a part of our family as well. So we were chatting about Tim and what he would want for her because she's still here. And all of a sudden, a red cardinal flew right in front of my living room window where I was looking as I was talking to my sister on the phone. And I told her about it, and I was like, wow, that was amazing, because I don't even remember when or if ever I've seen a cardinal in my yard. And then a few minutes later, the cardinal came back and landed on the railing right outside my living room window and was looking in the window at me. And I was like, hello, Tim. So, these things can be unbelievable, or we can dismiss them, but they're real, right? The metaphysical is real. Our ancestors who try to communicate with us, it's a real thing, right? I think before he called, I was talking about, I use Honorable Ancestor Smudge Mist to spray my aura before each session that I'm doing, because it will help connect me to my ancestors and the sign that I'm reading for those ancestors. Okay. Whew. Sorry, I went on. But sometimes if spirit moves me to tell you something, then there's a reason for it. Okay. So your first card out is the 9 of Cups. Now, nines are accomplishment. Cups are water signs and emotion and flow and water and things like that. So he is celebrating something. But I often get the sense with this card, even though he's accomplished a lot emotionally, there's something or someone that needs his attention. And this could go right along with this partnership card. Because he's basically saying, look at everything I've done, look at everything I've accomplished, but not paying attention to the emotions of someone who needs him. You see, there's like a a mouse or a rat that's trying to get into his cup up there. So this goes right along with being grateful for the people that are in your life from that partnership card, right? And then you have this Page of Cups. As we said, cups are water signs, emotion, flow, and pages are novices, or they can be innocent and childlike, right? They can be embarking on something new. The Page of Cups isn't a big time messenger. It doesn't have birds in it, right? There's a couple the Knight of Swords has blue jays and the Knight of Wands has cardinals. So he's kind of ready to move on with something, and it could have to do with love and partnership and, friendship and all that, because cups are kind of about that, relationships, right? Could be a new relationship coming in, or a new chapter to a relationship, let's say, Leos. Then you have this beautiful Page of Wands. You see the two cardinals sitting there on the fence, just like they were outside my window, sitting on the fence there. Mine, it was the porch railing. And he is definitely ready to do something. Wands are action and passion. They're fire. They're your sign, right? So this card is telling me that your ancestors are trying to get a message to you. You really, Leos, need to tune into your gut instincts. Is there something that you're thinking about to do with a partnership, a relationship, a friendship, something like that, with this Nine of Cups and all this Cups energy? And maybe there's some action or step that you need to take, but also your guides could be trying to give you a hint or a clue about that relationship or partnership. And then you have the Seven of Wands, action, passion, fire, right? And he's got that one wand across his body, like he is protecting himself or defending himself, right? So these other wands, these other people with these wands, they're questioning some decision, some choice, something that he has done or chosen to do. And he is protecting and defending that, saying, no, I need to do it because of whatever the case may be. Sometimes this card is about you protecting another person. So you'll have to discern what that is. Are you defending yourself or defending someone else this week coming up? What happens during the week that has to do with you defending yourself or another person? Then you have this Death card. This is Scorpio energy, dark, mysterious, sometimes things that we don't see. So there could be something to do with a partnership or relationship that you didn't see was happening behind the scenes, and maybe that comes out possibly. But the Death card is also about changing things, right? It's about a death of the old way of thinking or the old way of action, the old way of doing something. So with these pages, this goes right along with it, because these are new and novices, right? So where this is leaving an old way of doing something behind, this is stepping into something new, something that you're not super familiar with. Okay, could also just be Scorpio energy, Leos. If you have Scorpio prominently in your birth chart, this is just saying listen up. And we already had Leo on the bottom of the deck twice. If you have a prominent Scorpio in your life, it could be, that person has something to do with this message. Oh boy, I didn't even realize. Now you have 3 pages. This is the other messenger page, the Blue Jays, the Page of Swords, Sword of Truth, Truth, Messenger, Ancestor Message. So, wow. You have the 3 pages here. Really strong ancestor guide messages trying to get through. Love, emotion, right? Friendship, partnership, but all novices. These 2 pages are facing each other the way that they came out of the deck, okay? So action, passion, flow, love, and nurturing, and then truth. So a lot of times when you get 3 out of 4 cards, the 4th one is the one that's kind of holding you up. That would be the Page of Pentacles, something to do with money, your time, your efforts, things like that, Leo. Okay, let's see. I'm going to ask my mini Gilded Tarot. Can you give me a card to add to the page messages, the 3 pages? Page of Swords, Page of Wands, Page of Cups. Can you give my Leos any more information about that situation? Because it seems like these Leos are definitely going to be having some new situation come up. Jeepers creepers, you won't believe this. Okay, so the first card out, 2 of Cups, which is partnership, going right back to this card. So, yeah, you've definitely got to be grateful for the partnerships that you have that are working, that are positive. And look, 2s are often balance and choice, and the 7 of Cups is definitely a chaotic choice. Something coming in this next week that makes you feel a little chaotic to do with relationships and partnerships. That you're going to have to make some sort of a choice about that. So listen to your guides and your gut, because those pages are really telling you that. And look, remember I said with the 3 pages, there's definitely something new coming in. This is the Ace of Wands. This is very quick offer, something coming in of a new project, a new job, a new promotion, something coming in that's like, wow, oh my gosh. And you have to decide really quickly about whether or not you're going to take that. Ooh, okay. So recapping. Learn to grow with others, overcome obstacles by working together, touch each other's hearts while life lasts. That 9 of Cups, where I said there could be somebody or someone that you're not paying attention to, or they need some love and nurturing. Page of Cups, Page of Wands, 7 of Wands, defending your position or someone else's. The Death card, Scorpio, death of the old way of doing something differently, doing something, I'm hearing better. Do it better, do it different, do it better. Those, and then the last page, 3 pages, something new. Choice coming in. Partnership, it could be a partnership in work, it could be love also. But 7 of Cups bringing in some sort of chaotic choice, some sort of, ooh, I don't know what I should do. And then you just are going to have to decide. And end of the week, magical times, is mercy. Let compassion fill your world. Offer kindness to all living things. What you give, you also receive. I always feel like this card is like Mother Mary. So your week starts out with appreciating who's around you and who helps you and who has your back. The week ends with let compassion fill your world and offering kindness to all living things, because what you give, you also receive. Wow, Leos, this is a jam-packed message. I would love to hear in the comments what you think of this, what stood out to you, what resonated with you the most, and I would definitely love to know what is the new thing on the horizon for you. Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.